What's up everybody, I'll be bringing you another Pokemon Unite video. Today's video is going to be a discussion on the battle items, like we did with the held items yesterday. Pokemon Unite is still not out yet, it comes out tomorrow, so I'm super excited to finally get some videos and live streams going on the channel for that. So stay tuned if you're interested in seeing some gameplay. But before we get into the battle items, I just want to give like a general overview of what these are. These are abilities that you can hit, like Y, I think is the button we'll be able to hit, and it will activate a certain ability on them. So unlike the held items, which are a passive and activate on their own, these battle items have to be activated by you, the player. And as you can see if you watched yesterday's video, there's a lot less of these. There's only 8 of these versus the 18 held items. And they seem to be a little bit more straightforward. So let's get into our first item here. So the first item we're going to be looking at here is the potion. This restores some of your Pokemon's HP. This is the item I saw a lot of people use in beta for all the gameplay I saw. Mainly Hero Volty always like to use the potion. It seems pretty good. Standard item, obviously. It's not buffed by like maximum HP. It's pretty good. I believe the cooldown in the beta at least was 30 seconds. We don't know technically what the official like statistics around it would be or the stats around it would be in the full release, but it's a potion, super standard, super straightforward, probably can't go wrong with it. Alright, so our next item here is the Eject button. It quickly moves your Pokemon in the direction, or the designated direction, or basically the direction you're facing. This is going to be like Flash in League of Legends, so it can help you get over like a wall, or flash on top of somebody if they're low HP and trying to get the elimination. Again, a pretty standard item. I don't know how effective this would be. Like realistically, I don't know how big of a problem you'll have trying to finish off somebody, or I could see it more being used as a surprise tool, like you're sitting in a bush, you hit the eject button, you jolt forward, you get the elimination on somebody, or like you stun them so your teammate can get an elimination on them. Again, standard. I don't think it'll be used for, like I said, finishing off as much as it will like surprising, but it's like Flash in League of Legends if you guys played that. So again, it looks like it'd be a pretty standard item, not being super helpful on one Pokemon more than another, which applies for a lot of these items on the list, but yeah, that's the eject button. So the third item we're going to be looking at is a Fluffy Tail. The description is leaves wild Pokemon unable to act for a short time, and also increases the damage dealt to these Pokemon. This will be like the jungler's items to take camps and stuff, obviously, because they'll be attacking the most wild Pokemon. I'm also curious to see if this works on the bigger objectives like Zapdos, Dreadnought, or Rotom. I think that could be super helpful with the increased damage. I'm curious also what the short time means, if that's going to be like 3-5 seconds. That could impact the usefulness of the item, but if you're a jungler, I think this will be the item you're taking. Maybe you'll take the eject button just to get over walls, but if you're a jungler like Garchomp, I think you already have that ability. So again, standard jungle item, pretty cool, pretty self-explanatory. I like the icon and name of it, super unrelated, I just think it's cute. Alright, so the next item will be the X attack. I've also seen this one and the XSpeed used pretty often in the beta gameplays. This raises your Pokemon's attack and special attack for a short time. I like how it's both special attack and attack, so you don't need 2 items for 2 different Pokemon. I think that's pretty convenient. Again, we don't know how much exactly this raises in super specific stat numbers, but I think it's still going to be a pretty good item for those obviously attacking Pokemon. It's like obvious. Pikachus, your Greninjas, your Garchomps, your Alolan Ninetales, stuff like that can dish out a lot of damage in a short amount of time. So the full heal is the next item we're going to be looking at. This removes all status conditions from your Pokemon and makes it immune to hindrances for a short time. This one doesn't seem too useful just because as of right now, the only Pokemon that have like status conditions, I'd say, is maybe like the Slowbro ult where it lifts you into the air and keeps you there for a while, and the Gengar Sludge Bomb. But this one like doesn't seem like useful now just because I don't know what status conditions are. And obviously I don't know every Pokemon's moveset right now, but it doesn't seem like the most useful item. I think you'd be better off using like a potion or like an X attack, or if like an XSpeed, or there's just more useful items on this list than the full heal. I think maybe as this game progresses and there's more Pokemon and more stats conditions added to the game, it could be pretty useful, but as it stands now, definitely think it's one of the weaker ones. Alright, the next item we're going to be looking at is called the Goal Getter. It doubles the goal scoring speed for a short time. Again, super straightforward. Pretty good, again, doubling goal scoring speed. I don't know if that stacks on top of, like, if you have Zapdos, you just insta-dunk it or whatnot, but I'm guessing that the goal scoring speed will be similar to that of if you have a Zapdos. And I don't know what the short time means. I'm guessing it'll be, like, just long enough for you to dunk, so, like, 3 to 5 seconds again. Pretty standard. If you're a speedster, like a Talonflame or Absol, and even, like, a Greninja, where you're, like, your abilities are meant to help you get the dunk off, I think this could be pretty useful. I don't know where it has a place really quite yet, because it's obviously going to be more helpful late game when you have more points and the dunks take longer. So I think this is more of like a late game item, but still pretty straightforward. Let me know what you think of this one, because this one I can't really put my finger on if it's going to be good or worthless, because I think the goal scoring speed is fine right now, unless you have like 30 to 50, obviously a little bit slower, but then the game's at a point where your Pokemon are stronger, if that makes any sense. I think it does. But let me know what you think of the Goal Getter. I think it's going to be okay. It's not, I'm personally not going to use it. I still think I'd be better off using like a potion or the X attack. But it's an interesting concept of an item. So the next item we're going to be looking at is probably the most niche on the list. It's called the Slow Smoke. It creates a cloud of smoke that greatly decreases the movement speed of opposing Pokemon for a short time. This one I cannot see being useful on a wide variety of characters. The one that comes to mind is like Greninja and his duplication ability, where he duplicates himself. I don't know why that one comes to mind, but I think that could be pretty effective with the smoke. And like I said before, it's pretty niche, so I think you'll be using this more on one-on-one engages to slow the Pokemon down if it's like a quicker one, or you think it has an eject button so it can't like get away, or you can finish off the elimination. I don't see this being like a useful team fight one, just because the only person that's going to be in the center of the enemy team taking all the damage is going to be the tank, and he would get the most effectiveness off the slow smoke, just because if he's in the middle, he can hit the most of them with it. Excuse me. And we don't know how wide this range is or how great the decrease is, but considering it says greatly decreases, I think this will definitely be a somewhat significant item. But again, I can't really put my finger on it if I think it's going to be like a standard or who it's going to be standard on. So we'll just have to see as the game evolves and the meta changes who ends up using the slow smoke. So that will definitely be an interesting one to keep an eye on. So the last item we're going to look at here is the XSpeed. For a short time, increases your Pokemon's movement speed and prevents their movement speed from being decreased. Pretty standard, obviously, like the X attack, where if you have a Pokemon that its main purpose is to attack, you use that. In this case, if your Pokemon's main purpose is speed, if that's getting away or getting a quicker dunk in, I think this could be really useful. Again, I don't see it being terrible on any particular Pokemon. Obviously, the most effective would be like your Talonflames that are already built around getting more speed. And maybe if you're like your Pokemon's goal is to dunk a lot, the Goal Getter might be a bigger one depending on the cooldown differences. But again, X speed, pretty standard. Speed is always a good thing to have. Can't really go wrong. So yeah, this is my overview and opinions on these battle items. They're a lot more straightforward, a lot less complicated than the held items. And I'll be interested to see how the Pokemon use both held and battle items. I think there's a lot of deep and like potential here for different combos to maximize your Pokemon's usefulness and ability power and all that. And it's going to be super fun to see. The game comes out tomorrow, so if you want to see me start and play Pokemon Unite, start my Pokemon Unite career, I guess you could say, subscribe and keep an eye out, because I definitely want to be making videos and live streaming. I think this game will be super fun, and I'm really excited, and I hope you all join me on my journey. Anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.